Thank you, Ms. Moderator. Good afternoon, everyone. I am so delighted to welcome you this evening to this JSE virtual town hall meeting, where we will be talking about the knowledge, getting a knowledge of the stock exchange. I want to also welcome our sponsors, the NCB Capital Markets, who you will see are joining us this evening again in order to tell a little bit more about the market. We know we have met with you several times since 2021. You know, our conference, we have met with you, Best Practices Awards most recently, workshops, seminars, corporate outreaches, and all of that. But we do believe that it is necessary to meet with you again before the year closes. As we come to the close of the year, we recognize that people want to know more about this institution that they have invested in, and that's important. People want to know more about investing in the stock market, and that is also important because we have always spoken about how to incrementally grow your wealth. And we have been very transparent about how we also continue to grow our business and continue to make improvements as we go along, which is in keeping with global standards. I know that many persons who are here would be acquainted with the market already, but some would not know anything about the market. And this afternoon, it is the forum for that, for persons to know more, be refreshed, and to ask questions. And so that when you leave here this evening, as your time is valuable, when you leave here, you would have left with even one more nugget in terms of how the market operates. As a result of that, allow me to share with you my presentation, and it is a simple overview really about how the market works. Give me a second, please. Are you seeing my presentation?
Yes, Dr. Forrest.
Yeah.
Nice and clear.
Okay. So let us go first just to establish who we are. We are regulated. We are a regulated entity. We're regulated by the FSC, and we are also a self-regulatory body. And further on this evening, you will learn more about what we do, why we do that from our regulatory arm of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. We are demutualized. That's a big word, but really what it is that we have separated our regulatory activities from our commercial activities so that we can be more transparent in how we address the issues that come up in the market. We obviously have a board of directors that look at our strategic direction and how we are operating, and good governance. We have pushed governance in terms of our own companies that are listed on the market, and we in turn we do have our board of directors. And over the years, what we have done is incrementally provided more service to the market. We do that in more than one ways. You ask for it, we deliver it, or we see a need for you to have it. And so in the interest of the expansion of market, the growth of the market, the understanding of the market, and at the root of it, wealth creation, we have added several services that you can see. The e-campus, we have just had our principal pray opening this session, the trading and settlement services that we have provided through JCSD registrar services, And you'll hear more about those as the evening progresses. Trustee service, retail repo services. So these are some of the services that we provide all inclusively. And just to tell you that what the intention is that every aspect of the trading and issuing of securities on the market, we get involved with because of our strategic vision of ensuring that you get the best service. And we have some subsidiaries, the Jamaica Central Securities Depository, and recently the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. We all know that it is important that you look at the entire ecosystem. If your social fabric is not as it should, it restricts the growth of capital markets. So obviously from the standpoint of how do we grow totally, we have introduced the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Then we have really grown from one market a couple of years ago to introducing to you because we know that it is important and we know that choice is important, having options. So we introduced the junior market, the US denominated equities market, which you know in times where you have even the slide of the dollar, this is one that tends to buffer and protect. We have the bond market, and recently this year, we introduced the private market. So these are the markets we operate. Again, how do you measure how the market is doing? And there are several ways, and the indices are really that, how you measure our market operates one day as against another. And we had, and I say had, the JSE main market and the All Jamaica Composite Index. The Select Index, those are the ones we really had for some time. But we introduced the Cross-Listed Index, the Junior Market Index, and that is in tandem with the junior market itself, the Combined Index, the US Equities Market Index in tandem with the fact that we launched that market, the JSE Financial Index, JSE Manufacturing Index, and Distribution Index. And these, participants, these are key to market growth and development. Again, we say these are things we do incrementally. And as we do them, we try to perfect as we go along, so that we get to a point of excellence as we go along. And we do have, we have said several times that what we want is to pass that 100, and we're aiming for 200, 300 listed companies, but we are at 130 now. And it spans several industries, the financial, the insurance, manufacturing, retail, technology, energy, real estate, entertainment, and services. And as more companies come to market, and yes, we would have had some delay because of COVID, we operate. I know the moderator spoke to the fact that I will say, how are we doing during the COVID period? And I will come to that. But these are the industries that represent the 130 securities that we have. Now, what are the JSE's major achievements? Apart from the fact that I am going to say there is confidence in how we operate. We will not always get it right, but we get it right most of the time, and we communicate. So that is in and of itself a confidence, understanding that the stock market works for you, and we know that we are working for you. And so some of the major achievements that we have embarked on, those are the JSE campus. And why do we say it's a major achievement? Because it is that division that educates, that looks at how do we ingrain and embed in our young, not so young, and old, the advantages of the market. And also, how do we continue to train up, and how do we continue to ensure that what we have in the marketplace is correct? The e-campus has excelled in providing not only excellent output and curriculum, but also as it relates to pricing that encourages people to come. The online trading platform, I'll just share with you that when we introduced this was not a hot number. Many persons thought we were wasting time. But as the years went by, we saw there was more acceptance, and it served us well during the lockdown, March 2020. And you will see, we will talk about that as we go along, because we have to, and we have continued to embrace technology. We have the JSE mobile app, and it is important that while we are in Jamaica and our place of business is physically here, we consider ourselves global, and others consider us global as well. So out of 97 or thereabout, 97 stock exchanges that Bloomberg considered to be reputable, we were ranked in 2015 as number one. We were ranked in 2018 as number one. Bloomberg looked at also our regulatory environment and spoke to that the stock exchange might be a tiny stock exchange compared to many, but its regulatory regime was not one that they could question. And so 2015, 2018, we were ranked number one. I spoke about the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange in brief already. And as we go over the years, we have changed our platforms, not once, not twice, not three times. In my memory now, probably some 4 times. And each time that we change, it is with you in mind as our investors, you in mind as our issuers. And now we have a world-class trading platform. So it's continuous improvement, always at the back of our brains. Continuous improvement. We have a world-class trading platform and a surveillance platform that is obviously cannot be questioned in terms of its delivery for the broker and its delivery to investors. Yes, we have had to tweak as we go along some of the functions, but it is again necessary, as everyone knows, in terms of technology, where you find glitches, you ensure that those bugs are fixed. So the platform is reliable and secure. We provide options for financing. There are various ways in which a company can come to market and raise funds through the various markets. And also in terms of the framework, the junior markets framework that encourages the small and medium size, the main market. Those are some framework, and the private market, so it attracts different people. And we are proud to say that in terms of reining in capital, we have done that even during that COVID period, because people are more conscious and more aware that it takes that funding to build their business, or even to, using the common term now, to pivot in these times. So obviously we will be seeing more and more that you will have as investors and as issuers. There is a market, but as investors, you will have more companies to invest in. We provide real-time market statistics, and we disseminate through our website. We disseminate on a daily basis. And again, as I said in my opening remarks, never stop having workshops and outreaches with you in mind. The JSC Group opportunities for investors, incremental investment, diversifying of portfolio, and we'll hear more about that as the evening progresses. The online trading platform, which is at your convenience, we'll hear more about why it is that investing in stocks is a good option and is a good and tax efficient means of securing and advancing your wealth. And just to mention that the stock market has returned over the last 5 years, an average of 20% per annum. That is very good in terms of when you compare it with other instruments that you probably would have invested in. And remember, the security of the market is important. And our investors have told us a story. They've said to us, despite, and our surveys have shown, that what we have seen and what you are doing, we believe that this particular area of investment, investing in the stock market, will be beneficial to us. So you would have seen in 2013, 2012, the number of persons who have come to market, but you have seen that incrementally, and it really leaps from 2017 in the double digits, and even in a COVID period. 2019 was a watershed, but in a COVID period, 25,000 more persons coming. So we are conscious of the trust that you have put in us, and we are confident that we are able to deliver on that trust. So now we have over 230. I know Kadil might correct me and say it's more than that, but the last that I know, about 230,000 account holders. Thanks for that confidence that you have in us. Thanks for understanding that this is a market to bridge the gap and to ensure that there is intergenerational wealth associated with investing. And what is it that is happening now in our market? Despite the fact that some confidence might have been eroded because of COVID, people, are afraid. But people understand after the initial pulling out, people said, no, these are companies that are going to be looking for opportunities. And where there's crisis, there are always opportunities. And so let us be steady. Let us understand that we can diversify within the portfolio and outside of it. And our NCB will tell you more about that. But just to say, the value traded year to date is up from last year, 34%. The number of transactions, those are up 16.74%. The combined index up 1.87%. Now, the volume traded might be a little down because, when last year persons are rushing, many are rushing. But what is important and a good mark is the value traded. And the market capitalization is up 11.89%. And this is the market performance for you, ladies and gentlemen, which shows that there is that understanding that the market is there for the long term, and it will provide value for you. I'm going to ask you to sit back and take in these presentations because we have put them together with you in mind to ensure that when you leave here this evening, you understand more about stock market and understand that we care for you as issuers, we care for you as investors to continue to invest in the market and allow for the progress not only of yourself, but overall Jamaica that we love. Thank you very much.